Hello and welcome to today's video. We are going to talk about what is DNS, what are the different types of domain name servers, and what exactly happens when you type www.facebook.com or any website domain name when you enter it into your web browser, right? What exactly happens? So we are going to discuss all of these. I recommend that you stick around till the end of the video. We will be deep diving into DNS. We will have everything that you need to know about DNS. You will get it in this video. So I hope this helps you in some way. And yeah, let's just dive right into it. Okay, so what is a domain name server, right? Let me give you an analogy. When you want to send a package to a friend, what do? You have to provide an address. You have to provide your friend's address to the delivery service so that they know where they are delivering the package to, right? So similarly, when you type www.facebook.com in your browser does not understand that. That is English. Only you understand that. The browser understands IP address. It will understand only the address of that domain, right? So there has to be someone in between that will, say, okay, this is the domain name. This is the IP of this domain. You go here. That's where you get the website. So there has to be that entity in between. And this entity is nothing but your domain name server. So basically, domain name server is the phone book of the internet, is what a common saying. So basically, it's like it has a list of all the domain names and their corresponding IP addresses. There's much more to that. Actually, how DNS works. Let's actually discuss each of the steps in the coming slide. Coming up. So we have 4 types of domain name servers. So first of all, the first type is the DNS resolver. This is provided by your ISP. And DNS resolver does the work of contacting the rest of the name servers. Okay, so that's all you need to know now. We are going to deep dive into that and you will understand it better once we deep dive. We also have another thing called as root name server. So root name server contains information about the TLD name servers. So the root name server directs your request to the TLD name server. Now, what is TLD name server? You know that websites come with, domain names come with different extensions like .com, .net, .in, .org. We have different types of extensions, right? So the TLD domain name servers are also of different types. So we have the .com TLD name server, we have the .net TLD name server, etc. So the root name server has the data about the TLD name server. So based on the request, based on your domain name, it will redirect your request to the right TLD name server. And then the TLD name server has the information about the authoritative name server. So now authoritative name server has, has the IP address. So authoritative name server is the one that actually has the IP address of your website. So that's all you need to know about these different types of servers. You'll understand this better when we discuss step by step what happens, okay? So what happens when I type www.facebook.com? So we go here. So this is suppose your laptop and you have typed it in your browser, that you've typed www.facebook.com in your browser. Now, as we discussed, browser needs to know the IP address of the website. Only then it can fetch the website to you, right? So right now, the browser does not have that information. So this request is forwarded to the DNS resolver. And the DNS resolver is provided by your internet service provider. So this DNS is provided by the internet service provider. So the DNS resolver will first check the cache. We'll first check its cache if it already has the IP of that website. So of course the DNS resolver caches the website, whatever the IP address is, for some specific duration, so that the next time when you request for a website, it can provide that to you quickly. So there is the caching that taking place at that stage. So it will first check cache if it has it. If it does not have it, it contacts the root name server. It will send your request that is www.facebook.com, it will send that to the root name server. Now root name server will only check what is the extension. So here in our example right now, the extension is .com. So root name server knows that .com TLD server is the right person who can handle this request. So root name server will redirect you to the correct TLD name server. So root name server has, as we discussed earlier, root name server has all the data about the TLD name servers. So now root name server knows that .com TLD name server, it will redirect the request. So it will send it back to the DNS resolver that, hey, you need to contact the .com TLD name server. So now your DNS resolver will redirect your request to the .com TLD name server. Okay, so it's sending www.facebook.com to the .com TLD name server. And now your .com TLD name server has the information about which authoritative name server contains the IP address of the domain name that you are seeking. So now it will redirect your request to that authoritative name server which has the data about which has the IP address of your website. So this, you can see that it goes back, it goes back to the DNS resolver, and it redirects it back to the authoritative name server. So now you can see that this request has been sent to the authoritative name server. Now authoritative name server, as we discussed, has the actual IP address of your website. So this authoritative name server will respond back with the IP address of your website. So now, as you can see, now I just put a random IP address here. So this IP address is sent back to your DNS resolver, and your DNS resolver is like, yay, now we have the IP address of the website, that is facebook.com. It will enter that first. It will first enter this into its cache. It will enter this into the cache. So once it has cached it, it will send this IP address to your OS, and then the OS will send it to the browser, and now the browser has the IP address. So now browser knows exactly how to contact the server, and it will directly contact Facebook server to get the website. So basically this is the workflow, like how the DNS works. Okay, so just to summarize, first of all, when you are requesting for a website, your resolver will first contact the root name server. Root name server redirects to the correct TLD name server. Then TLD name server redirects to the correct authoritative name server, and authoritative name server provides you the website IP of your website. So this is how the workflow works. One more thing that we can discuss here is, how does the TLD name server know which authoritative name server has this data, right? So whenever you purchase a domain, right, when you purchase a domain, suppose you purchase it from godaddy.com, or however, suppose you purchased it from godaddy.com, in the settings of that domain, you get an option to enter the authoritative name server. So how do you get this authoritative name server details? That you get it from your hosting plan provider. So suppose you have purchased a hosting plan from HostGator or from wherever, that service provider will give you the authoritative name server details. And once you enter these authoritative name servers within your registrar, that is godaddy.com, godaddy.com will then contact the registry, which manages registry manages the TLD name servers, right? So it will contact the registry and it will give them this information that for so and so domain, these are the TLD name, these are the authoritative name servers. So this registry will make sure to update the TLD name servers with the updated information. So that is how the TLD name server knows that which authoritative name server contains the detail of that IP address. I hope this was helpful. I hope this gave you a good overview of what happens, how the magic takes place, how is this website coming up when you type www.youtube.com, what's happening in the background. I hope this has given you a better understanding. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much. If you really like the video, like, share, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions or suggestions. We are open to any of that. Thank you so much for watching.